Yo bro, my name's Jas and I'm about 173 centimeters or 5'8", and I'm no longer insecure about my height. And this is quite a hard video for me to make because admitting that I had this insecurity and stuff, like bro, if you're in the same kind of position that I used to be in, you would understand how hard of a video this is to make and like publicly saying it. But I'm gonna go into the depths, man. I'm gonna tell you exactly sort of the extent of the insecurity and how I got over it, or how I think I got over it. So like, it doesn't just happen over one night, right? But I've got a theory behind it that literally I just put into words before pressing record here, and I think you're gonna like it, bro. So look, I needed someone to talk to me about this as a young man, and I want to be that guy for you because I know how hard this can be, bro. I remember, right, that I used to constantly walk around and compare my height to like other things, and I used to think, oh, am I growing, so by the way, I'm 24, right? So I've completely stopped growing now because I'm too old. But when I was like 17, 18, this is when the insecurity was reaching its peak, because I was thinking, damn bro, online it says guys like stop growing between age sort of 18 to 21 or 18 to 25, some people say. But I'm reaching that age now where I could stop. And I used to walk around and just constantly compare, like, oh, have I grown taller than like that little nook and cranny in the door? Like I'm looking at this like specific door in my house, seeing if I've got taller than it. I'm like looking at my mum thinking like, oh, like I'm like that much more taller than you and stuff. My mum's like 5'1", so I used to think like, oh, like is my chin over her head? Like low key just thinking it while I'm walking past her. Same with like my sister, but my sister actually grew really fast, and she's about 5'5", so she's like up to here, and like people are like, oh, like you guys are the same height and stuff. And bro, it used to get to me. It used to get to me when I was younger, man, that like, oh, my little sister's like nearly the same height as me and stuff. And bro, my dad is actually about over 6 foot, right? He's like between 6 foot and 6'1" or something. And the expectations were high, man. Like my family thought I'm gonna grow. Everyone said I'm gonna be some big Donny in it, and especially because my dad, like, he's one of the tallest in our family, so I thought I'm gonna obviously get blessed as well. But nah, it didn't happen. And the fact that the expectation was so high, it also had me like thinking, why am I not growing even more? Because imagine if my dad was like 5'2", bruv, and I became 5'8", I'd be extra grateful and extra happy about it. But the fact that he is like over 6 foot and I'm not even 6 foot, yeah, it really used to get to me, and I really used to think like, bro, I just can't believe it, you know? Because bro, the thing is, I remember I used to get randomly upset as well when my family would sort of start talking about it. They'd start saying, oh, like, why haven't you grown yet? Especially my grandma, so my dad's mum. We used to go to their house like a few times a year, and she'd be like, oh, to my sister Jasleen, you've grown. And then to me she'd be like, oh, Jaskaran, you're like, why aren't you growing? Like basically in Punjabi she'd be like, tu lamba kyun nahi hoya? But like I used to be like, I don't know, man. I don't know why, like, I haven't grown. But I remember this one time, yeah, we went to the Gurdwara. So I'm Sikh, yeah, so this means I'm Sikh. But I went to the Gurdwara with my dadi, my grandma, my dad's mum, and she was like, bro, this story like really gets to me. Like even to this day, the fact that she did this was like quite horrible, but I can forgive her and everything for it because she's some old lady, right? But we stood up for this certain prayer, and we stood up for it as we did it. And as we stood up, there's these two guys in front of me. They're like 18 and 19, these two brothers, and I was 17 at the time. And my daddy, my grandma, was like, oh, like, look how tall them two are. Why aren't you that tall? And I was like, bro, I don't know, man. Like, like, it just baffles me, man, that she like asks me that and like always talk about it. So it obviously got to her, innit? Because in this like Indian culture, Sikh culture, Punjabi culture, right, like actually any South Asian, like any brown person you see, they're very superficial. So they'd be like, oh, I want my kids to be like beautiful and tall and handsome and all of that, and like doctors and engineer and astronaut at the same time. Like they just want to show off basically. They want to be able to say like, yeah man, my son is like a 6'2" astronaut who like got straight A's in his exams and everything, right? And bro, that it's just one of them. And I just felt like I wasn't able to like match up to the standard of my own family, right? And this is something you can't control, by the way. You can't control how tall you're going to be, but like bro, you just can't. Like I will say that my dad was quite supportive while I was like in the depths of this insecurity, because I used to complain about it, bro. I used to be like, oh, like why are you like so tall and I'm not and stuff. And he would just say like some funny stuff like, bro, like don't worry man, the inches you lose in height, they go elsewhere and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo man, like it makes you feel better in the moment, but when everyone else is just like onto you about it, especially in school, bro, like it's brutal, right? Because the girls would be like, oh, Jas has got such a nice face, it's a shame he ain't 6 foot. Like now I can laugh about it, yeah, but in the moment, bro, in the moment, I know how hard it is, man, because it's probably happening to you as well, where people are sort of making fun of it. Yeah, like even the other guys in your class will be saying, oh, you would be so much better if you were taller, like why haven't you grown yet? Like probably calling you a load of random stuff. I mean, I didn't get too much of it from the boys. They like kind of respected me at the time because I was training and stuff, so I had like a 6-pack in the in school. Like I had a pretty decent physique, and I just can't believe that like it's so normal to make fun of guys just because they're short, and that's like something they can't control, bro. So my heart goes out to you, man. If you feel like people are making fun of you, I'll touch up on why they're doing that and sort of how you can fix it in a little bit in this video, but it comes back to my theory that I'm going to tell you about, man. It's the theory of like sort of masculinity and stuff, but it has to do with that, and I think it's a really good fucking theory, man. So I'll tell you about it in a sec. But just before that, I want to tell you one thing, like just to show you how bad this insecurity was at the time, and I have to just like say it straight. I tried like manifesting and becoming taller, because I used to search online, like on Reddit and stuff. I used to be like, oh, like how to grow taller and stuff. And bro, I didn't know it at the time when I was like 17, 18, that Reddit's just full of weird like Discord mod type of people who just are obese, sad guys who just like write weird stories online. But they would basically convince me that it's possible to grow taller. They would have posts talking about how they grew 20 centimeters at the age of 30 by doing manifestation, right? And obviously I'm like a child, I'm 17, 18, I have no idea if it's true or not until I try it. So I actually went ahead with my friend, who my friend must be about like 5'4", and he was also very insecure about his height, right? So I told him about all this like new information. I'm like, bro, we can manifest our height taller. We can actually just like we can just like visualize and write stuff down, and we can get taller, right? And bro, it doesn't work. Yeah, I tried it for about 2 years straight, where I was writing in journals about I'm 6'2" now. I was like made a visualization, and the exact visualization I made was that I'd walk into the kitchen, I'd look at my mum, and she'd like turn around and be shocked, and she'd be like, oh, I never knew you got that tall. And like I imagined that visualization every day, multiple times a day for 2 years, man. And I used to just I used to think it's actually gonna work. Like, bro, I was clutching at straws, man. I genuinely thought that I could manifest my way taller. And to be fair, yeah, a few months ago, my mum and my sister found the journal that I wrote all that stuff in. Like, I'm 6'2", I'm so grateful, I'm so happy and proud that I'm 6'2" now, I'm so glad that I grew taller. Like, you have to write these affirmations in a notebook to manifest it, right? That's what these people say online anyway. And yeah, they found it, and they were like, are you okay? Like, they thought I did this recently, and I was like, I'm fine, man. I did that years ago. And it just reminded me of that the fact that I'm not insecure about it anymore. And that's when I sort of started thinking, like, I used to be so insecure about this, and I don't remember when it went away. So I started like peeling back the layers of my mind and my memory, and started to think about, when did it actually go away? Yeah. And I'm going to share that with you now, and that comes back to my theory of like, what my theory is that your height is like a symbol of your masculinity, yeah? And when you're younger, it's sort of the only symbol you have that you're of your masculinity, because when you're sort of 15, 16, 17, 18, you haven't really done anything yet. And masculinity is all about like sort of your physical presence, your mental presence, and these are things that get developed over years and years and years. So the fact that you don't have it now, my heart just genuinely goes out to you, bro. I feel so bad that like you have to undergo the consequences of having a lower level of masculinity, which is fine at a younger age. Like you're not meant to actually be that confident or that like jacked or that charismatic. Yeah, you're just meant to be a young man finding his way. And when you haven't been blessed genetically in the height department alone, it can be a big thing, because the height is the first thing that someone notices on you, right? The first thing alongside like your face. And the fact that it's unchangeable makes it even worse for you, because you think that you need to be a tall guy and you think that you need to like have it all at age 18 and stuff, but you don't, man. You don't have to be you don't have to be like an ultra masculine guy at your age, but you have to be working towards it. And when you're insecure about your height and you're thinking like, oh, I wish I was taller, I wish I was like able to do this, I wish I was able to do that, if I was 6'2", I'd be this and that. But you can be the same type of guy that you would have been at that height, at the taller height, as the height that you are now. You can have the same level of presence, bro. I've got a friend who is actually like 6'3" and stuff, and he was like, bro, I don't even think about you being like so much shorter than me at 5'8", because you've got the presence of a guy who's over 6 foot. And that's when it's just clicked, and I was like, yeah, in these past few years I've been becoming more of a masculine guy. Like since the age of about 21, as soon as I got my first full-time job, I started living more purposefully. And having a purpose, like these people say online, and like, oh, find your purpose, bro, you need to like get on your purpose and lock in. But what does that actually mean? It just means you need to be doing something every single day that builds, like putting bricks in it's like laying bricks to build a castle, right? You've got the vision of the castle, no one else can see it. But when the castle's made, you know about how hard it was to lay each brick by itself, right? So your purpose is just like being able to build something bigger than yourself and do it every single day, work on it every single day with like laser focus and efficacy and efficiency, and just absolutely knowing that you're going to be the best in that thing that you can do. Yeah, so that could be your physique, that could be a business, that could be a career, it could be literally anything, bro. It could be like raising a kid. So your purpose can be anything in life. So when I was 21 and I first got my full-time job, I wasn't just working, I was boxing alongside it. I was doing really well. Like I was about to do my first fight, right? And I'd already been kickboxing national champion, so I knew how to train, and I knew that I could become really, really good as a boxer. And when I started training and I started taking it seriously, training twice a day, training with professionals and alongside them, and just like building this life out for myself, right, where I'm like this super lean, super ripped boxer who's only 21, 22 years old, and I'm coming up, bro. I'm working full-time as an engineer, I'm making money. I felt really good, yeah. And guess what? Alongside this time, I remember I stopped comparing my height to things around me. I stopped thinking, oh, I'm a short guy. I stopped thinking that that could ever hold me back. And my mind automatically started looking at the positives, because an insecurity is just repetitive negative thoughts. And your mind will only show you the negative thoughts when you show it negative things. Like when you're a lazy guy, when you're not working on a purpose, when all you're thinking about is your height. That's the only way like this becomes perpetual, and this becomes like an actual insecurity, yeah? Because there's short guys out there that have everything you want. There's short guys out there that have got that sick physique, that have got the presence of a guy who's over 6 foot, bro. You've got to think about it, man. There's like actors out there who are under 6 foot. They're like 5'5" or something, but they look sick on the screen. People watch their movies, millions of people. Like I swear, Tom Cruise is like 5'7" or something, and he's like the most famous Hollywood actor. And like everyone thirsts him, everyone wants him. Like the girls, I mean, like you know what I mean, bro. And I know you're thinking, yeah, but like if I was 6 foot, then like it would be so much, like life would be so much better. But the feeling that you think being tall will give you is attainable through many other means. You just have to become competent. So it's the theory of like a lack of masculinity inside of you, yeah? It all comes back to that, bro, because if you feel like you've got a lack of masculinity and you're not doing anything about it, and everyone around you is getting like praised for being like this masculine guy, for being tall, for being a big Donny, right? Then you're seeing that positive feedback and you're thinking that it's only associated with height. But as you get older, bro, you're going to realize that it's not just that. You can get so good at other things and it makes up for the height instantly. You don't understand, bro. It doesn't matter later on in life. In school, school's brutal. People are just going to make fun of you for no reason. People will make fun of anyone in school. And like the height's a massive part of it because it's so easy to make fun of someone when they're not tall, right? So you need to start thinking of it in this way that, okay, I lack in height. Where can I make up for it? How can I become extra good at something else? How can I get extra jacked? How can I be extra rich in my career? I can like get a job as an engineer, a lawyer, or I could start my own business, or I could become an athlete, or I could become like a musician, I could become an actor. Like, you need to start having some bigger goals in life, bro, and start working towards those. Because look, you're not going to get any taller if you're watching this. If you're past the age where you're going to grow any taller, stop fucking focusing on it and start focusing on what you can do to like actually become the guy that you want to be. Because you've been dealt these cards now, you have to just, bro, you actually just have to suck it up and you have to think, okay, what can I do about it? And how can I make it so that I have the presence and I live like as if I was 6'2" anyway? You've got things that you want to be good at. You've got things that you want to be known for, bro. You've got a story that you want to be able to tell people in the future. You've got things that you're thinking. The height doesn't have to be part of it, bro. People don't see that later on in life. And by later on, I mean like in a year or two. If you're 18, in a year or two's time, no one cares. You're probably going to go off to university. You're probably going to go off to your first job. You're probably going to go like travel or something like that. This is what people do at the age of 18, 19, right? You're going to go somewhere else. You don't have to be the guy who's from school, who like is super insecure about height, who people know, like people can like sense it on you, bro. People can sense that you don't like it. So why do you want to keep that image of yourself? Imagine being able to just write the type of guy you want to be out and it becomes real. That's what you can do. You can actually do that manifestation stuff that I tried to do in my height, but with stuff that's actually possible, right? You can sit there and you can write down, okay, look, I'm only 5'8", but that's fine because I can still become this, and this. What does height actually like limit you in? Being a like professional NBA player, you probably don't want to do that anyway. And plus, bro, there's still professional NBA players that are like under 6 foot, so you could do that anyway if you really wanted to. And but CEOs are all 6 foot plus. Like all these stupid limiting beliefs, bro, they only are all 6 foot plus because the guys that were under 6 foot in this society, yeah, set an arbitrary number of 6 foot as a height to like attain like as a goal, and then when they don't hit it as a teenager, they lose their confidence, and then they get negative feedback in school, they get negative feedback from their families, like how I did, bro. It doesn't matter, and then that reduces your confidence. Confidence is a key skill that's needed to be a CEO. So like, bro, don't have any of these stupid limiting beliefs, don't have any of these stupid thoughts, don't have this stupid insecurity anymore, man. You're getting too old for it. You need to think like, look, I'm a fully grown adult male, and you need to think, bro, I'm a man now, and you need to be like, what do I do to become that man, that guy? Yeah, stop being a joke, man, and stop thinking, oh, like, I'm not taller than that thing in my house anymore, like, my mum is, like, nearly taller than me, oh, I'm the same height as girls. It doesn't fucking matter, stop. It just doesn't matter. You need to think, okay, how do I make the insecurity go away? It's just a thought pattern, bro. You need to give your mind something else to focus on. You need to tell your mind and show your mind that you're a masculine guy, you're a confident guy. You need to give yourself some positive feedback now, and you need to start thinking, okay, how do I actually get it done? You need to think, I want to be jacked, so I'm going to wake up every morning, I'm going to take a protein shake, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to train like an animal, I'm going to come back and I eat like 8 eggs, yeah? I'm literally just describing my morning, but you get the idea, right? You can be the confident, charismatic, beautiful guy, and you can control the outcome, bro. I want that for you, man. And look, if you've got questions, if you want to chat to me directly, you can comment or you can go to my Instagram and DM me. we can chat one-on-one, man. I've also got a link in the description for a free call with me if you want to check that out. This video wasn't really about self-discipline, but I've got a self-discipline program as well if you want to see that. So look, man, I don't really have anything else to say, and I'm sure that like this is hard for you, yeah? And trust me, I can understand it because I was there. Bro, I used to cry about this, like, insecurity. I used to think, why am I not a tall guy? But I think I've cracked the code for you, man. It's just that height is a symbol of masculinity. You don't have that symbol. So you see other guys that have it, and they like get positively reinforced in school and in their families and everything, and they look confident and they look sick, and you just think, oh, I wish I was like that. But you actually can be that confident, that sick, that charismatic. Height's just the vehicle there. Unfortunately, that vehicle is not available to you, but you can use a different vehicle. You can use your purpose, you can use your physique, you can use your financial status. You can have the same status as a tall guy and have the presence of that type of guy. It's all to do with the confidence and the character traits, yeah? It's not to do with the height itself. It's just to do with what the height gives you, but you can get the same result of what the height gives you from other ways. I hope you understand that from this video, bro. That's what I wanted to tell you this whole time, and I think I've explained it. If I haven't, bro, look, you can literally jump on a free call with me. We can chat one-on-one. I'll chat to you about this because I know how hard this is. And I know it's hard to like talk to people in real life about it. So if you want to talk to me, we can, man. And I've not really got much more to say, bro. So in that case, man, sweat or regret, man, I'm out.